It's December 11th, 2020, and today I turn 21. Today is December 11th, 2021, and today I turn 22. According to YouTube, right this very second, I've got 9,846. On YouTube, I currently have 12,549 subscribers. Definitely at every single Pride event, I do get noticed. Pretty much every single T-Door event that I turn up to, I get noticed. As for generic, like, LGBT events, I would say pretty often, and out and about, maybe 1 out of 3 times I go outside, I get noticed by someone. Prior to starting TikTok, I would have said, like, Prides and T-Door. Since starting TikTok, I would say it's, like, every other time I go outside, especially if it's for a prolonged period of time, for example, going to a walk or, you know, filming one of these videos out and about. Yeah, I would say every other time I go outside now. I'm currently using the 77D, and I've also got the Rode NT-G4 Plus. For vlogging, I use the M50 with a Rode Video Micro, and I also use a Switch pod. Last year, I only just got the 90D, so this time last year, I was using the 77D. Right now, that's like a dinosaur in my collection. Pretty much, I've been using the 90D in every single one of my videos this year, but I still have the M50, and as of today, I got the Canon R6. The only reason that I'm not using the R6 right now is because without having a dedicated RF lens, it's not good quality footage. As for microphones, I'm currently using a Rode NT-G4 Plus, and I have been using the Rode Video Mic Pro a lot this year. Right now, I wish that I could have the Canon C70. The one thing that I'm saving all of my money towards right now is the Canon RF 15 to 35 f2.8 lens. I really desperately want that lens. I'm hungry for it. Prepare to fail. YouTube is a lot of trying and a lot of failing and a lot of trying and a lot of failing, and then somehow, somewhere, you just hit this, like, thing and you're like, okay, now I know what YouTube is all about. I think the advice I would give to upcoming YouTubers is not to rush branding. It's all about quality over quantity. Put some time and effort into making a good quality banner. Think about your profile picture. Think about how your thumbnails reflect the video. Even if you're making videos as quickly as possible, always make sure that you just run it through an editor. Just watch it a couple of times and remove the parts that you think are cringe or boring and all the ums and ahs. Just doing simple zoom ins like this make a huge difference to the actual quality of the video and make it not so boring. Quality is so much more important than quantity, because it's all about creating a portfolio. In 10 years time, what you create today, will it be watchable? Who knows? The thing that drives me the most in life is working out what my passion is and focusing all my time and energy into that thing. Right now, and for the last 5 years, YouTube has been such a strong passion for me, and there's not a day where I don't think, what am I going to make this week? What is going to be the thing that I create that's going to help improve the lives of others? I mean, there's a lot that rings true in that. I think younger me really had that idea of work, but I think there's a factor of, like, life is more than just work. I am not living the life that I want to be living. Right now, what I'm doing, I don't want to be doing for the rest of my life. Honestly, no. I'm not happy with where I am in life. And of course, it's so easy to make a video that lasts barely 2 minutes on YouTube every week, and it's so easy to just put on a fake smile. Right now, where I am in life, maybe this is a part of me just wanting to expand and, you know, finally leave the nest. My life is so fast, and I've always wanted it to just slow down just a little bit. But right now, I don't really know what I want. I don't know if I want to be making videos for the next 5 years. I know that social media and cameras and nothing like that is in my future, but I don't know how it will show itself. I don't know how that will have an effect on my day-to-day life. Before all of the craziness began this year, I went to see my brother's place. I've never seen it before, and this year I went to see it. anticlimactic answer. The place that does come to mind when I think about new locations is Fort Victoria. It's like this fort on the Isle of Wight, and I went there during the summer with a couple of buddies, and, well, you can go onto the roof of this fort, and the view, oh my gosh, it was spectacular. Proposing the idea of starting a Pride event, and for that idea to turn into a group of people which are now pushing and creating a Pride event of which is going to be in my area. To have one of my films premiering at Reading Pride's 𝗦𝘂𝗯𝘀𝗰𝗿, it was such an honor to be asked to make a movie for that, and it was such a fantastic time just being there on that evening with a bunch of people who are very passionate about helping the trans community and reflecting on the dark times that we as a community have had in the past. I think the thing that brought me the most excitement is finally having friends for the first time in who knows how many years. It's been a very, very long time that I've been so alone and so isolated from the wider world that it's kind of nice at long last to have friends. I think the moment where my excitement peaked, the highest point this year, was when I was on the main stage of Reading Pride with Eli and Reef by my side and the whole audience in front of us. It was incredible, and I loved every moment of it. The short answer is no. I am not happy. I've never been 100% truly happy. I wouldn't describe myself as a happy person. I've never really experienced true happiness. I've never been fulfilled in true happiness. Of course, I have my highs and I have my lows, but my life has always been more lows than highs. I think the biggest regret for me this year has been not being truthful and open with my mental health with those around me who love and support me. This year has really been quite taxing and extremely challenging for me, and I regret not being able to vocalize how I really felt inside. I mean, if I thought last year was gonna be stressful, oh my gosh! This year has been one wild ride, to say the least. Younger me definitely wasn't ready for the year that was about to happen, and I have so many regrets, so many missed opportunities, and things that I should have just done better. There's been a lot of things that I should have said that I didn't say, and a lot of things that have gone horribly, horribly wrong in my life just because I wasn't vocal enough. This year has broken me so many times, and although we're nearing the end of the year, I don't think I'm ever going to be able to get over this year. I feel like I'm going to be able to grow around it, and I think that's what's best. A lot of things have been on my mind this year, from what I'm going to be doing in 2021 to more personal things that I don't share online. For example, talking about where my transition is going, to what about, like, my future and my relationships in my future. The thing that I've been thinking about the most this year has been, what is next? Where do I want to be? Who am I? And what am I going to do in the future? I mean, believe it or not, this year I was considering moving out. I was even considering moving to a different country. I've been thinking drastically about the changes I want to make to my career, and I've been thinking about how I want to expand my knowledge and how I can really experience stuff that is out of my comfort zone. And that's what I really have been focusing on. Every week almost seems like I want to do something different. I mean, a couple of weeks ago, I sent in papers to audition for a Netflix show, and this week I'm considering moving to freaking Tennessee and living on a ranch for the rest of my life. There isn't a clear path or direction for what I want to do next, and that has been burning me up inside every single day. I'm hungry for more. I just don't know what it is. I ended up watching Big Bang Theory this year. It's a show that my brother absolutely loved, and I watched solely for the reason to be able to understand the storyline and to have something that me and my brother could talk about. The show that really brought me a lot of joy this year was 𝗦𝘂𝗃𝗃 on Netflix. The film that I would consider my most favourite this year is a film that I watched multiple times within the first week of seeing it for the first time. And I'm gonna say that film is Disney Plus's Stargirl. Hear me out, but I did watch the Hannah Montana movie for the first time this year. And I thought that was pretty good, to be fair. It was pretty good. Learning to be present. Not just to be focused on what I'm doing right now, but to be present in all areas and all aspects of my life. I think younger me would have been proud that I am finally being present, without it having to be a life lesson, without it having to be the focus and main thing in my life. I think this year the life lesson that I learned was to be truthful, to be honest about how I feel. So many times have I just said yes and agreed and kind of just played a backbone and not really been the main force. And I think, you know, I learned the hard way, but in result of that, I'm more fulfilled in life. And I think I just wish that I had been more honest and upfront to those around me at the very start. The only thing that you can be certain of is that you cannot be certain of anything. A quote that sums up this year is a quote by Dolly Parton. The way I see it, if you want the rainbow, you've got to put up with the rain. And now, it's the time in my life where it's never resonated more. It's such a good summary of this year. And although right now my life is going at 100 million miles per hour and I'm gliding through life, I just hope eventually by next year or maybe a year after that, that I finally see the light at the end of the tunnel.